Morning. Ah, so it's been a while since I've done one of these. Uh, Such is the life when you have to rely on your smartphone for your Wi-Fi connection. I it's been one of those weeks. It's been a rough, or not a rough one, but there's been problems here and there. Uh, Had to go to the city to get some stuff 4 or 5 days ago, and got about halfway into the city with the old van, and wasn't running quite right, so I stopped at the service station on the highway and turned it off, and that's all she wrote. So I finally found a buddy of mine to come and give me a boost and get me going, and still wasn't running quite right. So I figured, well, I'll head her back home and see if we can figure it out. So we got home, or just about got home, and blew the back tire off it, which is, considering the tires that I have on my van, is not all that big a shock. So that was fine. It was cold. It was getting dark. Just left it for the morning. Went out in the morning and skittered around on the snow and dug out the spare tire, which of course was flat as well. And really wasn't all that great a tire either. It was something I found on the side of the road about 6 months ago that held air for a bit when I brought it home and had the right wheel on it, so it became the spare for the poor old van. So I blew it up, put it on the van, and in about a day and a half, it would go flat again, which is fine. I have a compressor. Figured once it warmed up, I'd fix it, because I have a tire changer too, because living out here in the middle of nowhere, if you can't fix your own tires, you're pretty much hooped. But that didn't get done. So as Christmas was getting close, I figured I better at least make sure I was going to be able to get into the city for Christmas with the kids this year. So yesterday I patched up the electrical problem with it, and filled the tires up with air, and stuck the compressor in the back of the van along with an extra carry tank, and bound out for a trip down the highway to visit a buddy of mine about 50K down the highway, have coffee and wish him a Merry Christmas and make sure everything was working. And had a good trip, made it the 50K down and the 50K back, and still had enough air in all the tires just to keep on driving. So I filled them all up last night, plugged the van in because it was supposed to get cold, and put the charger on the battery just in case, and left the compressor in the back of the van, and figured, well, I'll get up this morning and load up the presents and head for the city. As soon as I warm the house up anyway, because once I leave here, there's no heat in the house except for the wood stove, and so I got to get the house nice and toasty warm, so everything don't freeze before I get back tonight. But be that as it may, I got that all started and went out to blow up the back tire, make sure I had lots of air in it, and of course it's minus 34 with the wind chill this morning. That old compressor just did not want to turn over. So, well, there it is. We'll have to start the van and warm the van up a little bit, and then the compressor will warm up, and then I can blow the tire up, and everybody will be happy, and away we go. But that wasn't in the plan either, because the van decided it didn't want to go either. So, not sure what happened there. Bad connection on the plug or something. It just went roar, and then we just sat. So I plugged it all back in and got her set down there, and hopefully it'll warm up a little bit as the sun comes up in a couple hours, and maybe we'll get her going, maybe we won't. But that's just part of it. That's part of what we do. It's the lifestyle dictates I don't get brand new cars and brand new trucks. The lifestyle dictates I don't get central heat in my house. It's part of how I get to do what I do. It's part of how I get to stay home and be an artist. So everything takes a little longer. I will get to town sometime today to have Christmas with my kids. I'll be a little late, but Christmas will still be there, and they'll still be there. And it'll just be one more cold adventure. So it's 7:58 in the morning now in Arley, Saskatchewan. It's minus 34 wind chill. My house is nice and toasty warm. and I'm going to go out, try the van again, and hopefully the next video log we have, I'll be able to tell you the wonderful story of getting the van running and getting into town, or I'll have another horror story about broken vans and me stranded on the side of the road in -30 weather, which is always fun. Life is what you make of it each day, and you just get up and face each challenge. And at least it's never boring. Wherever you are hearing this now, I'm pretty sure Christmas is either on top of you or come and gone. So I hope you had a happy Christmas, and I wish you the best for the new year. You guys all take care of yourselves out there and be careful. It's a delicate life, and we want to keep it as long as we can. So till next time, we will persevere, and maybe I'll even buy a new tire for the van one of these days. Take care now.